Hey, how's everyone doing? It's your boy Jeff. Got the new glasses in today, and we are going to be reacting to Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker from WWF In Your House Ground Zero. Also, go check out Zach Cooper's reaction to the match and his analysis as well. You got two different guys giving two different perspectives about the same match. Yeah, pretty cool. We do agree a lot of the time, but there are going to be matches where we disagree or have different outlooks on it. We don't tell each other what we say in advance. We just kind of do it and submit it or whatever. But there's a lot to take away from this match. A lot of fun stuff as well. Then during the match itself, and then post-match. There we go. All right, let me try to keep track of all these notes. I have a ton of different things that I had to say. All right, so in the package leading up, Shawn ends up hammering The Undertaker again with a steel chair shot, but he pretty much meant it this time around. Undertaker then says that Shawn will pay the ultimate price and he will rest in peace. But then Shawn does like some sort of interview where he's in the room by himself backstage. Must have been social distancing. Shawn must have been way ahead of his time on that. Just kidding. But Shawn says that he won't and doesn't rest in peace for anyone, and says that he can and will beat The Undertaker this time around. Shawn enters out first, but he comes out late to his own entrance, or fashionably late, I guess. Someone had thrown something at Shawn in the crowd, but he just brushes it off like a pro and continues to be the cocky heel that he is. His pyro fires off late to his own entrance when he goes in the ring and starts to flex. But Shawn just kind of brushes it off and makes fun of the whole situation. Let's see. Shawn then uses the ref as a shield when he comes out to the ring, or when Taker comes out to the ring, kind of using him as a shield, and Taker just decks the ref so he can get to Shawn. Shawn then exits the ring and starts to pace around for a bit before walking up the ramp. Commissioner Slaughter then tells him to get his ass back in the ring. Taker takes out the ref again while this is going down. Then he chases Shawn up the In Your House set. Taker slams Shawn onto the entrance ramp pretty hard. Taker then tosses Shawn into the plants or whatever and tosses him down the ramp. Taker then slams Shawn's head onto the stairs. By the way, Shawn Michaels, I'm sure it's not even an unpopular opinion, Shawn Michaels is the best seller in professional wrestling history. I mean, Ziggler's up there too, but Shawn, he will go above and beyond to make you look like $1 million. And when Shawn got tossed down the entrance ramp, he didn't have to keep rolling and rolling and rolling until he got to some damn steel steps, but he did. Like, shout out to Shawn Michaels for being an amazing seller throughout his career, even if he did overdo it that one time in 2005, okay? But shout out to Shawn. Taker, yeah, he slams his head onto the steps. Taker then wraps an electrical cord around Shawn's throat, and then Taker tosses him into the steel railing on the opposite side of the ring on the outside. Taker then decks Shawn some more, and then Shawn goes flying over the table twice before Taker just decks him some more. Taker then tosses him back into the ring. He hits a clothesline on the Shawn and multiple elbow drops. Taker then goes for the pin, but remember, Taker, you took out the damn referee. That's going to be the theme of this match. Taker whips Shawn into the corner. Shawn flies over the turnbuckle. When he does that, it's an infamous spot that Shawn Michaels does when he gets whipped into the corner very hard. Another ref then comes down, and Shawn is telling that ref, demanding that that ref DQs The Undertaker. I want to say that was Earl Hebner. That was the second ref that came down. The ref goes to ring the bell officially, to start the match, and Shawn chop blocks The Undertaker as that's being done, and he whips Taker into the corner. Shawn goes for that 10 count punch multiple times. Taker brushes him off at around 5 or 6 every time. Taker then goes for a choke slam. Shawn's able to counter out. Shawn then goes to the top rope, and Taker punches him, then clotheslines him out of the ring pretty much. Taker then grabs Shawn by his hair and punches him on the apron multiple times before Shawn attempts a sunset flip. Taker then grabs Shawn and tosses him to the other side of the ring. Taker kicks Shawn in the midsection over and over repeatedly, and Shawn's just bouncing off that top turnbuckle over and over. Again, the overselling and making guys look like $1,000,000. That's Shawn Michaels, ladies and gentlemen. Shawn then lands on his groin on one of those kicks, and Taker kind of pulls the rope and shakes the rope to inflict more punishment on the crown jewels of Shawn Michaels. He then goes for the pin, gets a 2 count. Yeah, you're not putting him away with that one, Taker. I hate to break it to you. But Taker then grabs Shawn's arm and slams him repeatedly. He just has wrist control the entire time, uses his power, continues to slam him over and over. He then hits multiple shoulder blocks or whatever, kind of rams his shoulder into Shawn's shoulder. And then he goes for old school. Shawn counters old school by dropping Taker on his groin. Before kicking him out of the ring, Shawn hits a baseball slide shortly thereafter. Shawn launches himself at Taker, but Taker catches him and slams him repeatedly into the ring post. Taker then punches Shawn in the groin. The ref just doesn't seem to care. He's awake at this point. It doesn't know anything, doesn't know what's going on. Taker then hits a back body drop on the Shawn, and Shawn kicks out at 2. Shawn tries to leave yet again. Taker's pulling him by the tights. His butt crack is just out there for the world to see. And Taker then grabs him and punches him into the corner some more. Okay, let me highlight this. Okay, Taker whips Shawn, but Shawn counters with a neck breaker. So Shawn, he Irish whips Shawn Michaels. Shawn counters with a neck breaker when Taker goes to lean down for another back body drop. Taker then sits up, and when he does his signature sit up to intimidate his opponent, Shawn just rolls out of the ring while Taker is giving chase. Shawn grabs a chair in the process. He goes into the ring, and Undertaker follows in suit as Shawn tries to swing that steel chair at him, but Taker kicks him and then grabs the chair. Taker goes to swing the chair, but the ref grabs it from behind as Shawn is sitting in the corner. Shawn ends up then drop kicking Taker into the ref and then clotheslines the Undertaker. Shawn then hammers down some more punches. He hits multiple top rope elbow drops. I think he hits like 3. The ref counts, for the pin, but the Undertaker ends up kicking out at like 2.5. Rick Rude then makes his way down to the ring. Nice to see you, Rick. And he tosses some brass knucks towards Shawn's way. Shawn catches him, puts him on. He punches the Undertaker, but there's no ref available. Another ref then comes down to the ring. Shawn then goes for the pinfall again. Taker then kicks out, and when Taker kicks out, he launches Shawn onto the ref's back to take out that ref again. I think we're like 2 or 3 refs deep at this point. And Chyna and Hunter then come down to the ring to join Shawn Michaels, and they take out the refs. So these refs are just getting their ass kicked tonight. They're getting more action than Ric Flair in a hotel room, goddammit. Hunter then beats Taker some more outside. Hunter and Chyna then whip the Undertaker into the steel steps. Ringside, I think like knee first. Shawn goes to wake up the ref while this is going down. Shawn then takes out the ref again. So much for waking him up or whatever. Hunter then tosses Taker back into the ring for Shawn to attack him and beat him down some more. Taker then counters with some punches before Shawn is able to regain control by clotheslining him outside of the ring. Taker then goes to chokeslam Hunter, but Shawn hits a double axe handle to Taker's back. Shawn and Hunter then jump him on the outside and use the electrical cord in some sort of sequence on the outside. So now Hunter is telling the fans to suck it. He's doing the DX thing over and over to some fans. Shawn then has Taker back into the ring, and he ends up countering a tombstone that Undertaker's trying to go for. Shawn then goes for sweet chin music, and the Undertaker is able to counter. Taker then goes for a chokeslam. Shawn is able to counter that. Taker then snatches the brass knuckles from Shawn and decks Shawn in the face. Taker then tucks the knucks inside of his outfit, and he ends up decking Hunter, who was trying to jump on the apron. Taker then covers Shawn, but Shawn barely kicks out. It's like 2.8 or 2.75. Taker then chokeslams the ref out of frustration. These refs are getting their asses kicked. And Taker then hits his signature flying clothesline on the HBK after he runs the ropes. Another ref then comes down and calls for the bell. But Taker and Shawn Michaels are still fighting, and Hunter joins Shawn again to beat down the Undertaker. So the ref calls for the bell, and everyone's confused. Everyone's still fighting. China then grabs a chair. Hunter takes out another ref, the one, I guess, that came down to ring the bell. Shawn then grabs the chair and hits Taker, but Taker, who was tied up in the ropes at this point, kicks the chair out of Shawn's hand. Taker then goes for a tombstone piledriver, but Hunter punches Taker, and they proceed to jump him. We have some WWF officials that come down to the ring. Shawn Michaels basically takes them all out while Hunter is dealing with the Undertaker. Taker, in the time being, hits a tombstone piledriver on the Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Shawn then beats up the Undertaker some more. We get some of the mid-card talents that come out to restrain the guys. We see this, not a lot, but we see this ever so often in WWE when two guys just can't be restrained. They bring out a lot of lower and mid-card talents to kind of break things up. Some of the names that are highlighted here are Rocky Maivia, Savio Vega, Jesse James, the Sultan, a.k.a. Rikishi, and there's a few more guys that come out, but I wasn't able to catch all the names. I already read that. Taker then dives on everyone that's on the outside that was trying to restrain Shawn Michaels, because, like, Undertaker's being held back. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels, they get him on the outside. Taker breaks out and does a dive on everyone, but Shawn Michaels, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and China all escape. Taker is then standing in the ring with the steel chair alone as the other wrestlers are trying to leave. That was a lot to explain, but I liked the fact that there was a lot of shit going on. It made me pause the match like 2 or 3 times to make sure, okay, let me make sure I note this, because this is something that's happening that needs to be highlighted. So I like that. This was a lot of fun. The pre-match stuff, it was like, okay, it's your typical babyface heel shit. And then Shawn Michaels, man, just so charismatic, one of the greatest of all time. These two have incredible chemistry. Like, you'll find that out when we start reviewing, like, the mid-2000s and then, like, their 2 WrestleMania matches, WrestleMania 25 and 26, that were both damn near 5-star matches. We'll see if I watch it again, if I give it a 5-star or not. But they both hold very good places in my wrestling heart because they were both great matches. And then the post-match stuff was chaotic. All the stuff with the refs being taken out was chaotic. This was just a ton of fun, and I do recommend that you guys go check out this match. I'm going to give everything that happened a 3.5 out of 5. It was a lot of fun. It was chaotic. It was a little over the top, and I enjoyed it for what it was. It did drag on just a little bit when the pace started to slow down with Shawn wearing down the Undertaker while the ref was out for like the 7th time in this match, but good stuff overall. Definitely go check this out at WWF In Your House Ground Zero. It's the main event match, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. And we'll see what Zach has to say. Hopefully he liked it just like I did.